Human life is one of the most precious things anyone can possess. It cannot be bought, replaced, or restored once it is gone. Yet sadly, there are people in the world who treat life as if it has a price, willing to destroy it for money, anger, or momentary greed. The tragic story of Sofia Martinez is one of those cases that shocked an entire community. What began as an ordinary evening for a young woman excited about her future quickly turned into a nightmare that no one could have imagined. Sofia Maria Martinez was born on November 14, 1981, in El Paso, Texas. She grew up in a hard-working family alongside her two sisters. Her parents had immigrated from Mexico years earlier, hoping to build a better life for their children. Like many immigrant families, they worked long hours and sometimes held multiple jobs to provide for their daughters. Despite the challenges, Sofia's childhood was filled with love and strong family support. Sofia was the middle child, with an older sister and a younger sister named Mary. The three girls were very close and spent most of their time together growing up. Their relationship was not just that of siblings but also best friends. When Sofia was around 12 years old, her parents' marriage began to struggle. Eventually, the couple divorced in 1995. The girls remained living with their mother, who later remarried a man named Elidio Lucio. Together they had two sons. Adding younger brothers to the family. Sofia accepted the changes in her family with maturity. She developed a good relationship with her stepfather and often helped her mother take care of the younger children. Friends and relatives described Sofia as kind, outgoing, and responsible. She loved helping others and was always there when someone needed support. At just 15 years old, Sofia began working part-time at a local shopping mall. She saved most of the money she earned because she had a dream, owning her own car. Not just any car. She dreamed of buying a bright red Pontiac sports car. For several years she saved money from her job, determined to reach her goal. When she finally turned 18, her mother and stepfather helped her with the remaining cost. In November of 1999, Sofia proudly drove her red Pontiac off the dealership lot. The car quickly became one of her most prized possessions. She kept it perfectly clean and drove it carefully. She rarely allowed anyone else to sit behind the wheel. By the year 2000, Sofia was preparing to graduate from high school. She was excited about the future and had already made plans for college. Her dream was to attend the University of Texas and study history. Eventually, she hoped to become a teacher, but before graduation, there was one important event she was looking forward to: senior prom. She spent weekends shopping with her sister for dresses, shoes, and accessories. They talked about hairstyles, makeup, and everything that would make the night special. Sofia was also known for being focused on school and work. Unlike many teenagers her age, she had never been in a serious relationship. That changed when one of her coworkers suggested something: a blind date. Her coworker Justin said he had a friend who might be a good match for her. After some hesitation, Sofia agreed to meet him. They planned to meet on the evening of Friday, March 10th at a nightclub that allowed entry to people who were 18 and older. On that Friday evening, Sofia rushed home after school to prepare. She tried on several outfits, asking her family which one looked best. After many attempts, everyone agreed that a bright red dress looked perfect. She styled her hair into soft curls, applied her makeup carefully, and finished everything with her favorite perfume. At around 10 p.m., she was ready to leave. Before walking out the door, Sofia spun around playfully in the living room so her family could see her outfit. Everyone complimented her appearance and joked that she would impress anyone she met that night. Sofia promised she would be home by 2 a.m. because she had work the next morning. At 10:10 p.m., she stepped outside, got into her red Pontiac, and waved goodbye to her family. None of them knew that it would be the last time they would ever see her alive. The following morning, Sofia's younger sister Mary went to check her room. Something immediately felt wrong. Sofia was not there, and the bed looked untouched, as if she had never come home. At first the family assumed she had gone straight to work, but when they looked closer, they noticed her work badge and shoes were still in the room. Moments later the phone rang. It was her employer calling to ask why Sofia had not shown up for her shift. Now the family knew something was seriously wrong. They began calling friends and co-workers, asking if anyone had seen her. Unfortunately, no one had heard from her since the previous evening. Sofia did not own a cell phone at the time, which made contacting her even more difficult. By evening, her mother went to the police station to report her missing. She brought a recent photo and gave officers a full description of the clothes Sofia had been wearing. Not long after, a shocking discovery was made. In the neighboring state of New Mexico, a red Pontiac was found abandoned in the desert near a highway. The passenger window had been shattered by a bullet. Inside the car, investigators found dark stains on the seat and steering wheel that appeared to be dried blood. Officers immediately suspected that a violent crime had taken place. When police checked the vehicle registration, they discovered the car belonged to Sofia's family. Her mother insisted Sofia would never abandon her beloved car willingly. Something terrible had happened. The following day, a group of teenagers walking through the desert near El Paso discovered something horrifying. Lying in the sand was the body of a young woman wearing a red evening dress. Police quickly arrived at the scene. The victim's face was severely damaged, making identification difficult. However, investigators strongly suspected it was Sofia. Later, a small photograph found hidden inside the victim's clothing confirmed their fears. It was a picture of Sofia holding her younger brother. The autopsy revealed devastating details. Sofia had been shot multiple times in the head. She had also suffered injuries that indicated a violent struggle. Despite fighting desperately for her life, she had been overpowered. The investigation soon uncovered a crucial clue. An ATM receipt found inside Sofia's car showed that she had withdrawn money shortly before the attack. Security cameras near the ATM captured what happened next. The footage showed Sofia pulling up to the machine and withdrawing cash. Moments later, a man dressed in dark clothing approached the car from behind. He suddenly pulled out a gun and fired toward her face. Miraculously, the first shot did not kill her. Instead, it wounded her. Under the threat of the weapon, the attacker forced Sofia to withdraw more money and then got inside the car. Seconds later, the vehicle drove away and disappeared from the camera's view. For months, the investigation struggled to find a suspect. Then, 1 month later, a woman named Heather Napowski contacted the police. She claimed that her boyfriend, Michael Jacques, and his friend, William Barkley, were responsible. Heather even provided a partially burned driver's license belonging to Sofia. Investigators quickly questioned Michael. He admitted that he and William had planned to rob someone at an ATM because they desperately needed money. However, he claimed the situation escalated when William attacked Sofia. Police soon arrested William Barkley. During a search of his home, investigators discovered the murder weapon and shoes matching footprints found at the crime scene. DNA evidence also connected him to the assault. In 2002, Barkley was found guilty of murder and sentenced to death. Years later, the sentence was carried out. Michael Jacques was also convicted for helping cover up the crime and received a life sentence in prison. Sofia Martinez had dreamed of becoming a teacher and building a bright future. Instead, her life was stolen in a senseless act of violence for just a small amount of money. Her story remains a tragic reminder of how quickly life can change and how one moment can destroy countless lives forever. If you found this case interesting, remember to subscribe for more true crime stories. And as always, stay aware, stay safe, and stay vigilant.